UA community, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Robert Linkul, trainingtheolderadult.com. I wanted to talk to everybody today about a very common question that I get from people. If I'm going to train at home, what equipment do I need? How efficient would this be? Is it really worth it? Will I stay consistent? That kind of thing. So let's talk about a home gym setup, and let's talk about a home gym concerns or interest, okay? So when you look at an environment like this that I train in, this is years of investments and savings, but also my profession. Like, this is what I do as my career choice, and thus why I've invested, $25,000, $30,000 into all of this equipment. That includes the facility and the air conditioning and everything. Like, that's not what we're talking about for the regular home facility, home gym user. What we're looking at for you are a couple of things. You would really want a nice adjustable pair of dumbbells, a adjustable kettlebell, in my opinion, a plyo box / bench combo, maybe a pulley and or a pair of bands, and that's about it. I mean, I'm going to show you a couple other things, and yes, that's a little pricey, what we just talked about. You're probably looking at $1,000, but let's dive into that really quick, okay? Let's think about that first thing right out of the gate. You have 168 hours in your week, and what I would encourage you to do is start with 20 minutes of something every day, okay? So let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're going to lift some weights, and we're going to talk about the weights to invest in. On Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I'm going to go for a walk or a ruck, okay? Sundays, I'll do active recovery, yoga, tai chi, golfing, tennis, swimming, biking, hiking, whatever I want to go and do. But let's just use those two things, resistance training, rucking, as my two pieces that I'm going to interchangeably go through. I have 168 hours. I would like to do at least 20 minutes of that every day. So 20 times 7, 2 by 7 is 140 minutes out of my week. Out of 168 hours, let's do our math here really quick since I am not so good at it. 168 hours times 60 minutes. That's 10,080 minutes out of the week. And I'm asking for 140. So let's take our 10,080 minus 140. You have 9,940 minutes of your life that you can do whatever else is going on in there, okay? So let's take 9,940 and divide it by 10,080. That's almost 1%, 0.98, almost 1% of your time to dedicate to fitness. Now, ultimately, we'd like to up that to, if you're going to do it at a very high, like massively involved part of your life, maybe an hour to an hour and a half, if not a little bit more, right? I go on 2-hour rucks, sometimes 3-hour rucks, depending on what I'm training for. And my resistance training workouts will go anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes, depending on what I'm doing. But there's setup and tear down and all that. Like, it's a way of life for me. That's my alone time. That's my meditation time. Even though I'm not meditating, I'm mentally in my game of making me time, better time for myself, okay? I invest in that. So if that is valuable to me, I want to invest in good stuff in here to train with. So if you feel like this is a high priority, why buy either crappy equipment or minimal equipment and just try to make it work? Like, this is your time. This is your investment to try to make it as good and as efficient and as high quality as you can so you reap the benefits, right? So let's look at it this way too. I don't want to invest that much money in my home gym. Okay. The average gym out there, I'm not going to say any gyms, but big box gyms that maybe they're purple and yellow and they suck, maybe gyms like that, okay? Or any of the other ones out there, I'm just teasing, I'm just playing around, okay? But any of those other ones, not great, but let's say $60 a month, okay? So you got 60 times 12, $720, and there's usually some kind of buy-in fee or something you got to do up front to become a member. So let's just throw another $100 onto that, okay? So let's call it $800 as easy math. $800 for you to buy a gym membership that you have to schedule time to go to, drive to, invest gas into, change your outfit, shower and or prep or clean up after, before, depending on if you're before work, middle of the day, after work, etc. And now once you get there, you're not guaranteed to get all the stuff that you want to use. And you're not guaranteed to be able to set it up and leave it and use it at the whim of your request, right? If I set up all my stuff in here, no one's touching it. Nobody's coming in to mess with it. No one's gonna grab, oh, can I grab those three? Oh, can I do a working set? Do you mind, could you spot me real quick? Would you mind recording me while I do? No, this is my space. This is my environment. I get to do whatever the hell I want right now. This is me time. I don't have to deal with any of that. So I don't have to take care of my vehicle, maintenance my vehicle, put gas in it. I don't have to manage my time traveling to and from, stuck in traffic, whatever else. My commute to the gym is 12 seconds. My bedroom's right there, okay? I get to walk right out here and do my thing. Now, do you need to convert your gym into an air-conditioned palace? No. You could have a garage setup or the spare bedroom setup with a couple $100, maybe $1,000 worth of stuff in it, and have a badass workout environment that's just the way you want it. No commute, no wasted time. You're right there in your house. You just have to be able to shut off from family and phone calls and anything else going on and be like, this is my gym time. That's where most people like to go to the gym because they are completely disconnected from this, okay? Something as simple as putting a curtain down over the window is my sign to my family. Do not come out here right now. Daddy's busy, right? I'm doing my thing. Don't come out here. If that window's open, come on out. All is fair in love and war, whatever that saying is. But if that curtain's down, no, okay? I am training, it's dad time, Robert time. It's a invested, focused time for me. So if you could have that without all the other stuff we just talked about, all the commute time, all that other stuff, and do it right here in your gym, and you're guaranteed to use everything you want, I don't see a whole lot of negatives to that. You just have to be able to separate from your home and work life, if you work at home, and go, it's fitness time now, okay? So I get that could be the challenge, all right? Okay, let's dive into this. I wanna show you a couple pieces of equipment that I think could be pretty valuable for us, okay? So the first one, we're not gonna start there. Let me go here. Okay, I want to go over, this is Brett Contreras, and Brett's website basically has all kinds of really good high-end, very, very high quality products, okay? Brett Contreras, if you don't know who he is the glute guy, and the glute guy makes all this great equipment that is designed to train your glutes, to build stronger butts. He's got hundreds and thousands of people that work with him. He's a great innovator of equipment, a great researcher, really good stuff. Here are the glute loops and the different bands that you can get. Here's the T-bell that we deadlift with. I love that thing. But what do I think you need, okay? He's got his own hip thrusts, his own bars, benches, boxes. Here's the first one. This, I feel like, is a great investment. This is a 18-inch high vertical step, okay, in the height that you see it in right there, that you could do high step-ups to, which a lot of you're like, wow, that's really high. What you'd use it for is sit-to-stands more than anything at that height. Or to lay down on and then bench press or pull over or chest fly or flat bench curls or whatever you're doing, on in a supine, bench demand. Now, if you turn it, okay, if you turn it on its side, it goes from 18 inches down to 12 inches. And that 12-inch height is now the step-up height. So here's the 18, right? And if I turn it on its side like that, it'll be down to 12 inches, okay? The whole thing is 3 inches long. Yeah, 12 by, it's 16. It's 16 the other way, not 18. The whole thing is 46 inches, 47 inches long, and it weighs about 15 pounds. So I have at least 10 clients that have this, and they love it. They use it for all kinds of, they can lay on the floor, put their feet up on it, do bridges on there. You can use it for all kinds of great stuff. Very, very good product. $229, but remember, it's a bench, it's a step up, and it's a hip elevated. If you're gonna hip thrust, if you're gonna do dips, if you're gonna do anything off of that, basically it's a bench and a step up, two different step ups, 16 and 12 inches in height built into one. So you have the added value, if you will, of having a couple of products built into one. It's not heavy. It's not a 35 or a 40-pound bench that you're gonna have to manipulate and move around. It's just a really nice functional piece of equipment. Again, Brett makes really great stuff. And once you have this, you're not gonna need to replace it unless you do something to damage it, right? It's gonna last a long time. I have these guys here that I bought, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, and it's still in impeccable shape, and I beat the hell out of that thing, okay? You can always get one of these plyo boxes. They're coming back soon. They've been sold out. Risers, he's got great risers, all kinds of other really good stuff. But of all of that, what's the one piece where I'm like, you should definitely get one of those? It would be that bench. You could also get a kneeling pad here, the glute ham pad. You could get a mat to lay on if you want anything else there. Brett makes great stuff. He's got a TRX. Here's his version of the TRX if you want to get a suspension strap. Okay, there are plenty of other things here that you could look at, but like, what's the one thing we need? We need that bench / step up combo. I think that's a really good one. Your next piece of equipment, okay? Next piece of equipment is an adjustable kettlebell. Nobody beats Power Block, in my opinion. I love these kettlebells. You can order them from online, or you can go to a Dick's Sporting Goods or any other vendor that sells these. They are 4 kettlebells built into one. If you pull the pin out, like you see here in this picture, if you pull the pin out and just pick up the kettlebell hollowed, see how the weights are all on the inside there? It's 18 pounds, just empty. And then if you put it back on the pile and then put the pin in the top one, you now have a 22 pound, 10 kilo kettlebell, a 12 kilo, 26 pound kettlebell, or a 16 kilo, 35 pound kettlebell. And these are laser cut. Look how nicely they're cut. They mold together exceptionally well. They're magnetized with the pin, so you'll hear it actually jump and like click into position. These are so well made. The original design of these, dog shit garbage. They were terrible. But what are they now? Now the new designs are fantastic. If I had the option to do it all over again, instead of having all of these kettlebells back here, I would get like 3 or maybe 4 of these, because I do train 2, 3, maybe 4 people at a time. So it would be nice if everybody had their own, but also different stations, right? I could do pullovers with 8 kilo, and I could do deadlifts with the 16 kilo, something like that. So I would get like 4 of these, and imagine my footprint. If I didn't have to have all of those kettlebells over there, I could just have 4 of them sitting on that top shelf. I think that's badass. So then you're like, well, I need a little more weight than that. Okay, here's the other one. 16 kilos by itself, 35 pounds, goes to 20, 24, and 28 kilos, or 35, 44, 53, and 62 pounds. So you have the big boy, okay, that you could upgrade up to on this one. Same laser cut, all dialed in, a little piece inside a piece. A great kettlebell. Wide handle so both of your hands can fit inside. $300. Let's say you bought both of them, okay? Let's do this running total, just for giggles and shitskis, okay? $299 here plus $169 was the other one, I think. Is that right? $169, yep, okay. And then our Brett Contreras bench was $229, right? So we're at $697 right now, okay, $697. Now we need dumbbells. So let's stick with our same company here. Here is our Power Block, the world's best dumbbell. Power Block makes these interchangeable kettlebells where they have this set little handle on the inside, and you can adjust this pin, this little sliding pin that pulls from this little H position inside each handle and slides to the next color, the next color, the next color. And with each of those, these are the Sport 24. I have these exact same ones. They're right there, okay? I have these exact same ones. And they go from 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24 pounds. So you have 8 different weights in one set of dumbbells. Once again, if I had the option to redo things, instead of having all of these weights over here, okay, even though these are fat bells that are center massed, this particular implement is smaller in its size, okay? At least these are. The heavier ones are really, really big, so I get it there. So you get a fairly centered weight around, even though it is still a little heavier on either end, okay? And I get that. And I would not replace my fat bells, as I have such great value, especially for my wrist and elbow health. I wouldn't replace those, but I would add more of these to my equipment list for sure. I want one more pair of these. I'd love to get these violet ones, the purple violet ones here. And so I'd have violet and baby blue, and I would have a set of each, you know, for my clients as they set up, and they get those 3-pound incremental jumps. Now you slide the little H pin out, slide it up one, make sure the colors match, and you're good to go. Off you're running. Okay, so there's $199. Let's call that $199 for these. So we're at $896 now, okay? You got a pair there. What if you're just a badass and you're like, dude, I need way heavier weight? way heavier weight. I need these 100-pound dumbbells. Okay, all the way up to 100, we are looking at, yep, I need that. Yep, I need that. Yep, I need that. I'm looking at $1,000 just for that adjustable set of dumbbells. But what does that include? From 5 to 100 by 5-pound increments all the way up. This is, what is that, 20 sets of dumbbells in one thing. So that's a huge footprint, the dumbbell rack, everything across the board. Let's just keep it simple. Let's say we buy a small adjustable kit for one and a regular up to 50 pounds for the other, okay? So now whatever we're doing, if we do some light auxiliary stuff or some heavier stuff, we have something. So let's add another $500 here. Now we're at $1,396, okay? $1,396. The last thing that I would really encourage you to get is a pulley system, okay? These pulley systems are super efficient. It's gonna give you a mass variety of options, not just for rowing, but for all kinds of other stuff too. If you get one of the kits, right, which I think we should do, but you've got these great varied abilities to do your rows, low, high angles, to do tricep kickdowns, bicep curls. With a lot of boot camp variety or home training, it's really difficult to pull because you're basically, I can push, you know, my body weight, I can push my lunges, I can push a squat, I can do all my core work, but how do I pull? I don't have anything like naturally in my house that's just a pair of handles hanging or a pull-up bar. I need something else. And so that's where these kits come together. And I think they're by far the best handles and grips on the market, but I love their pulley setups, okay? Now you can get one of the big, like the full setup. It's pulleys, it's straps like this guy. You've got pulleys, there's 2 pulleys, 1 pulley. You got a pair of bands that attach in there. You've got angle 90 straps, so you could have your own suspension device with that. You've got this little plate holder where if you have plates at home, the weights would slide on, right? And then handles and all the carabiners and the fasteners. But you would need plates for this. Where I think the better option to go is with this guy, which is the cable pulley setup. You now have a high and a low, so you'd have 2 pulleys that you would have to put like an eye hook anchor into. So if you have a stud in the ceiling, you got a stud, okay? You have a stud in the ceiling or a stud on the wall. Obviously you need the high anchor to be off the wall a little bit so the weights don't drag up and down your drywall, okay? So it would have to be a stud in the ceiling, right? That is maybe at least 12 inches off the wall. Eye hook secured and locked in there for a couple 100 pounds. Then your low anchor could be 6 inches off the floor and into the stud in the wall. You could have a low anchor pulley carabiner clicked in, your high anchor pulley clicked in. The beautiful part about this is that it's not just the pulley system. When you connect the cable from the handle up through the pulley and back to the handle again, you now have a suspension strap device. You could do a TRX. You have your own pair of inverted rows, okay? Or flip around and do your French presses or anything like that. And if you disconnect them so they're independent, now you can roll with this as you go from your push-up position. You could roll and like overdo one arm. Oh, so hard, okay? But basically my point is you have a pulley and a suspension strap now kind of built into one with your high anchor point. That's where I need that high anchor point, that eye screw that you're putting in there. That thing needs to be like sunk and secured and bolted in there. Mine is on a 18-inch it's one huge bolt that goes up, and I have 2 4x4s in the ceiling that are stacked side by side, and then 2 more on top of that, and then we have a bracket through the center, and then it's bolted together. Like myself, I'm 250, John is like 270. We both stood and hung on this thing to make sure it wasn't going anywhere, it didn't budge. So you want to secure, make sure this thing's not going to go anywhere, okay? So in that, you have this net, this little cargo net, and the net will basically receive whatever you put into it. So you can just take your dumbbells, so to speak, and just put your dumbbells in the net, and there's your weight. I've seen clients that take, like this. They'll just hook dumbbells together, and then they're good to go. You could just tie them together there, or you could put them inside the net. Let me find a picture of that. There you go, like this one. See how it's just a rock or whatever. You just throw it in there. I've seen clients that'll take like a milk crate or anything that they'll hold shape to it and put that in there. And one of our affiliates got a 10-pound plate, a big round, like a bumper plate, 10-pound plate, threw that in the bottom of it, and that just held the net into a basket. And then they put dumbbells and kettlebells and whatever else on top of that. And it's so easy in and out. You don't have to unclick anything. You just pull things out of the basket, put them back in, okay? Very, very simple, super easy, okay? And then you have these awesome grips. The grips are by far the best on the market, okay? Again, I don't make any money from any of this. I'm not selling you or telling you to buy this stuff because I'm gonna make commissions. I have zero financial connections to any company. I get nothing back, okay? Here's the milk crate, right? They got a bunch of wine or whatever in there. Throw in a dumbbell, whatever you want, okay? Really, really great, really efficient ways to be able to use and maximize a couple of pieces of equipment inside a rather small, say, an office space or an extra bedroom or something like that, and build into this great thing, okay? So we collectively are now looking at $1,300. Oh, I didn't add this yet. Adding this kit at 160, let's call it 160. We're looking at $1,556, okay? So we're gonna divide that out by 12. That's $129 a month. How many of you, we talked about paying like 60 bucks before for your membership, right? So basically you're paying double for a year, okay, to invest in your own gym. And at the end of that year, you own the gym. You don't have to pay on it anymore. All of that stuff is yours. 2 sets of dumbbells, 2 adjustable kettlebells, a whole pulley setup, a bench and a plyo box kind of built into one, a mat on the floor. You're good to go, dude. What else do you need? You don't need anything else. You don't need anything else. Do you want other stuff? Fuck yeah, I do. There's all kinds of other stuff I want to get, right? But what do you need? You have covered beyond need basics. You could have just done like just the dumbbells, and that would have been plenty, okay? I keep going this way thinking I'm centering myself. I'm over here talking, I'm behind my picture, sorry. I've been sharing my screen over so I don't get this glare on my glasses like normal, but I don't think it matters either way. I'm always getting a glare on my eyes here. So anyhow, I think those are all really great options, things to consider. And then the last thing I wanted to show you on here is the K pulley. And I just love this thing. It's built into the wall. Like there's an adjustable device here you can do up on the wall. And the K pulleys, they have these rack attachments that you can hook onto a goal post or a flag post or whatever it is you might be using at home. If you were gonna invest in something, okay, that's like a really high level, but huge return, very dynamic, badass piece of equipment, it would be a K pulley. I think these are the missing piece to fitness. And I think that slowly you're gonna see flywheels, especially ones from Eccentric, this company here, you're gonna see these flywheels start to become more recognized and featured in fitness facilities. It's going to become more commercial, I would say. Not that there's less quality. I'm saying that I think you're going to start to see them more because more and more people are starting to utilize them, okay? This eccentric component is so good for the joints and produces a great deal of demand, right? But also isn't including a bunch of bars and dumbbell and all this stuff that you've got to pile onto your body. Especially when it comes to like a belt squat or something like that. This is the K box, the one that pulls from vertical positions down below. The pulley itself can be wall mounted and can give you a lot of upper body components as well. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on that, but I think that there's great value to be had, okay, by looking at the basics of a good pair of adjustable dumbbells, a good pair of, or a single adjustable kettlebell, a plyo box bench combo. Just those 3 things alone, you can do so much to get really, really fit with a minimal investment. So we were looking at $200 for the dumbbells, $200 for the adjustable, if you're gonna do the heavy kettlebell, $200 for the adjustable heavy kettlebell, and let's just call it 250 bucks for the bench. If you just got those, okay, 2 for $650 plus shipping, let's call it 800 bucks, okay? $800 to get dumbbells, a kettlebell, and a box to step up and bench press on, you're golden. $800 divided by 12, $66 a month. There's your gym membership. And I got rid of all that other crap that I don't have to deal with, okay? Well, I want a machine and I want a treadmill and I want a bike and I want locker rooms and all that. Then okay, you're gonna have to go to the gym. Or every year you can invest another $800 into your gym. And next year, you could get yourself the other adjustable kettlebell, the heavier dumbbells, because you've graduated now, and maybe a flywheel, okay? So there's your $800. Well, maybe just the flywheel for $800, but you see my point. I can add up and start to invest a little bit more. If I did $800 to $1,000, okay, $80 to $60 to $100 a month, whatever my gym membership would be, if I continued to roll that over and invest it for a couple of years into my home gym, you would have a badass home gym. You can have a skier, you can have an air bike, you can have a Woodway treadmill, you can have a Peloton bike, whatever you want. We're slowly adding to this continually for us too, to the point where we want to add like a cold plunge and a red light therapy and a sauna, right? We want to add all those things. These are all additions that we're slowly saving up our invested money into that, right? And slowly going to gather this and build that home gym that we've always wanted, but it's never going to end. We're basically creating our own training / recovery center, if you will. All the way to the point where we're doing aromatherapy, and we have, I've learned how to scrape my joints and different tendons, ligaments, damage to the body, recovering, cupping, etc. With the cold plunge and the therapies from there, from the red light that we're going to do exposures with that, to a sauna, getting into different temperatures and being able to go from the sauna to the cold plunge and back. Anyway, all kinds of goals, all kinds of dreams of what we want our home training environment, all because we prioritize our health over everything and anything else. Because, and even our kids at most times, there's a reason why I get up at 2 a.m. to go do my training. It's because I don't want to sacrifice time that I get to hang with my kids and my wife, but I need my me time. So yes, my kids go to bed at 7. They're in bed and asleep by 7:30. And how far behind them am I? 7:45, maybe 8 o'clock. But I am lights out, dead asleep at 8, and I sleep until 2. So I get my 6 mandatory hours of sleep every night, for sure. If not, I'm a bed earlier. I'm asleep at 7:30. But I get up at that time because I know I got to get up, restroom, brush my teeth, get dressed, get a little bit of food, do all my stuff. And from 3 to 5, that's my time. That's my window to train and do whatever I want to do. My ruck or my weights or my mobility or all of it. That's my time. I prioritize that. Keegan prioritizes 5:30 until 7 o'clock every day, 6 days a week. That is her schedule. She prioritizes that. So we're here for our kids. So we're here for our loved ones, our family members, such. If we always take care of other people and we don't spend some time on ourselves, we're not going to be here to take care of those people, or we're going to do a piss poor job of it. So can you invest an hour of every day for a week? That's 7 hours out of 168. Let's do the math on that real quick. 7 divided by 168 is 0.5%. 0.5%, right? How much time in your life? Oh, I've got all the time in the world. How much time do you spend on yourself? About 0.5% of my time. Do you see how kind of ridiculous that is? How if I broke it down and said, could you just spare an hour every day? Let's do it this way. Okay, I got to sleep for 8 hours every night. Okay, let's do 16 hours a day instead of 24. Let's do 16 times 7. There's 112 hours, okay? Now, I'm still asking for 7. So 7 divided by 112 is 0.6. So wait, did I do that right? 7 divided by 112. There we go. So I'm at 0.1. No, I'm at 6%, okay? That's not right either. Where was my 168? Let me go back. Hold on. Hold, pause. It's 0.75%. So we didn't even get up to 1% of our time yet. It's 0.75 of 1% of your time. My whole point is you have time to invest in your health and yourself. You have funds to invest in your equipment. You start saving $20 a month for a year and you'll have $240. There's your big set of dumbbells. Get your workouts going. Like if it's a priority to you, you can do it. You can do it and you can make it awesome. I can make you a billion different, amazing, awesome workouts with just dumbbells and you'll never repeat the same workout. Not one time. From now until the end of your life, I will give you something different to do. 3 days a week, a different workout with just dumbbells for the rest of your life. And we will continue to challenge you, make it interesting, make it challenging, and we will go, right? Now imagine if you had a whole room full of fun stuff that you could train with. battling ropes, right? All kinds of cool things that you could just build in here. Continue to invest in yourself. That's the whole point of this video. And I wanted to give you some good options and some variety and some thought into some of these other pieces of equipment that you might be able to use. Comments, questions, let me know down below. If not, continue to fight your good fight against sarcopenia. Thank you for being here with us. We love and appreciate all of you, and we hope you're having a great day. Take care.